Come on, focus, please. Cool. We got the focus back. Or not. Oh, or it is. Okay, well, I don't know how to operate a camera, but Konbanwa, what's going on? Basically, if you read the title, I'm making this video about that awesome time that I fought the law, and I won. So, spoiler alert, I won, but yeah, let me go ahead and enable that view so that we can take a look. There we go. So, can't operate a camera, but I can apparently operate the browser thingy. Anyway, so yeah, I guess some background. I got basically a ticket. Told the cop when I was getting it that it was not legal. Like what I got the ticket for wasn't illegal. But he gave it to me anyway, which was kind of stupid. Was kind of a little bit salty about that. But whatever, I guess they have the right to do that. But I went to court and basically fought it. So this is my tutorial guide on how to avoid or how to fight a ticket in Canada. I guess it's probably quite different in the US and whatnot, but here at least there's a pretty easy process to do it. If you're not at fault. If you're at fault, then can't really help you. Anyway, so I guess for a little bit of background, I drive a JDM, Japanese imported Forester SF5. Here it is here. Got that Illuminati going on, blocking the wheels because I'm embarrassed of these. This is the only picture I have right now. This was basically like the picture from the auction. I've taken pictures since then, but don't have any because I've gotten a new phone and whatnot since then. But yeah, this is my car. Ignore the wheels. I've put on some gold RPF1 NKs since then. They look like this, but on my car. So yeah, that's what she looks like. Right-hand drive and all that good stuff. But essentially in Canada, or at least in Alberta, you need to have daytime running lights working when you import your car for the out-of-province inspection. So you need that to be able to register it. If you have an imported car, you can't register it in Alberta unless you get the out-of-province inspection done and pass. And part of that is getting daytime running lights. So that's basically like when you have key on, the lights also come on, like your daytime lights, like not your light ones, but for whatever reason you have to have the daytime running lights when you get it imported, which I did get installed, and I got it past the out-of-province inspection and all that good stuff. But then maybe a month down the line or something like that, the guys who installed it did kind of a shoddy job, I guess. But I won't throw them under the bus for that. And they just basically stopped working. I think it was just because they had like loose connection, like basically like twisted it onto the battery. I was like, I don't really care about like the functionality because you don't actually have to have them keeping working to like be on the road and whatnot. It's just only if they're installed by the manufacturer do you have to actually care. So basically that's what I'm kind of outlining here. I posted a thread on like our local car site here, like 780 is like our area code by phone, and live in Edmonton. So this is like our local car petrol head forum thing. So I basically like made an account because I wanted to see like if anyone else had like gotten beef for this kind of thing before. I wonder if I can zoom in. Boom. So this is like my spiel, I guess. I was like, I have a JDM Forester. I got dinged for not having the lights on. They were installed for the inspection, but have since gone out. Told me that it was a law, which I argued with them because I looked in the Traffic Safety Act, which is like the big bill, or not bill, but like big document outlining all like the regulations they have for cars and stuff in our province. Basically went to his car for like 15 minutes and came back and he was like, no, I think you're still wrong. I didn't have like my phone, I had my phone, but my battery was dead, so I couldn't like look it up and show him on the spot. But when I got home, I found the excerpt because I had looked it up when I noticed they weren't working, and it sounded like I was going to be okay without fixing them because I interpreted this as Daytime running lights. If a motor vehicle is equipped, installed by the manufacturer, which mine obviously weren't because I had to have them installed for my inspection, the lamps must be maintained and in good working order to the manufacturer's spec. So basically I read this and I was like, oh, it doesn't apply to me because I have an imported car, JDM. And this is where I source my argument from, because the daytime running lights are not from the manufacturer. Should I have a chance of being acquitted? Is this the most recent version of the document? Because the only one I could find at the time was 2009. I think I ended up finding 2013 or something along those lines later on. So I wanted to make sure this wasn't out of date or anything. And I was just trying to see if anyone else on the site had ever gotten dinged for the same thing or not. So, made a post. A couple people replied right away. This guy said he got a ticket, but the justice threw it out when he told them he fixed it, so I obviously don't want to fix mine if I don't have to. So, doesn't really... Like, good advice, I guess, like, you can fix it and have it thrown out in some cases. But not super applicable. This guy said, aren't there different laws? And if it was built in 89, it has to have DRL to pass, which is true. It did have to have DRL to pass daytime running lights. But once it's passed the out-of-province inspection, like you don't, there's nothing saying you have to maintain it to that spec. So, and I did have the document saying, like, yeah, I passed. This guy's basically saying $80 might not be worth it. I don't remember how much exactly it was. I guess I said 80 here. I think it was around that, $80. But he's like basically saying like it might not be worth it to fight it because like if you have to take off work or whatever, like maybe you get paid $40 an hour and 2 hours of your time isn't worth it. This guy's just being like, why didn't you have it installed? Whatever. Gone out. Yeah, that's what happened. They just stopped working. I don't think they burned out, but I think just the connections were shoddy. This guy's basically coming out and saying, yes, you're required to have them fix the burned out bulbs, which is obviously not true because they withdrew the ticket they threw it out. So this guy, I think I took some jabs at this guy later down, which is kind of funny. I think it's really funny because he's got like almost 20,000 posts on this site. Like this guy's like some kind of massive forum user, I guess. I guess he's pretty important in this community. This guy says, see the justice, it only takes 5 to 10 minutes, which actually turned out to be the case. I was only in there for like 5 minutes, which was awesome. Tell him, like the one poster mentioned above, and this guy's basically going to fight every ticket. I don't know if we're going to go through all these pages, but I want to find where I beat these guys a little bit because I think it's funny. Not just to like be mean, but I don't know, I think it's funny when you are right to just poke them in the side a little bit. Fight every ticket. Why? So we can pay his tax. These guys have like an argument going on. This guy says he fights every ticket just because he can get it reduced a lot of the time, which is true in Canada. You can be like, if you tell the judge like you can't afford to pay the whole amount right now or something, sometimes they'll give you more time or they'll like reduce the amount that you have to pay entirely, which is cool. So they're not out to like destroy people here. This guy gets pissed. This is like the captain forum spam. I can't say that. I haven't gone back and like I don't know what kind of valued content he actually posts, but in this thread he wasn't very helpful or really knew what he was talking about, so I'm just gonna go on that and just talk him down based on what he posted in this thread because he was basically being stupid. It's this attitude that's ruining society. I pay my taxes. People know it's flawed, they know it's busy, and they're gonna find the cheapest way out. Okay, then go in and fight it, like that's your right. Anyway, maybe if everyone fought tickets, they wouldn't give out crappy tickets. It's true, I think traffic laws, like, haven't, in general, like, this is kind of beside the point, but I think they're kind of outdated, like, they haven't really updated speed limits or anything like that in a really long time, even though safety's come such a huge, it's made, like, miles and miles of progress, since those laws were instated and whatnot. People would stop getting bullshit tickets. Yeah, that's true. Kind of sucks, but happens. I mean, happened to me. They keep arguing, I guess. I guess some people argue like the merits of having daytime running lights, which isn't really the point of this. I mean, whether you think it's safer to have them or not doesn't really matter. All I care about is, do I have to pay this? I think they argue about that a little bit up here. Just kind of looking where I reply. They do not aid in visibility. They do aid in visibility. They argue back and forth. This guy doesn't care. No, this guy actually gives some good advice. He finds the same thing that I posted, installed by the manufacturer. He highlights it. So this guy was actually really helpful. So shoutouts to Zhao. You're a baller. Looks like he's got like, I don't know what that is. Can't tell. What a boss. Anyway, he gives me the same advice and basically says like, yeah, walk into the courts, tell them it's not required, and get it thrown out, which is exactly what I did. So shoutouts to you for having the right answer, dude. You're a boss. Out of province requires them, which is true. Basically, this guy comes in and says what I said like before about the regulations to get them to pass, but you don't really have to care after that point. Good working order. And then I basically came back here and I thanked him and said all you have to do is prove. Yeah, in Canada, basically you just have to prove like what the law is like what you interpreted as a reasonable human being. So like, if it's like super confusing and it's worded that way, you can kind of argue your point as long as it's within reason. So in this case, like it's pretty clear, like as long as they're not installed by the manufacturer, you're kind of, this guy is basically being like, oh, it's unreasonable. You consciously took your DRLs out after needing them for out of province. Just saying. So this guy basically thinks I'm some kind of like JDM enthusiast. Like, I mean, I like JDM cars. Like, that's what I'm going to keep buying from now on. Like, I love Japanese cars and whatnot, but I'm not so far to the point where I'm like, it has to be perfectly to spec, even against, like, if it's against the law, I'm modifying my car to be exactly to spec as it would be in Japan. Like, that's stupid. That's not what happened. Coming out and saying that, like, they actually just went out, and I was curious, looked up the law, and I was like, oh, I have to fix them. Cool. But actually, according to the law, you could just take your DRLs out after they pass inspection, the way it's written right now, and be totally legal. So if you were, even if you were like some die-hard enthusiast, you technically, it's legal to do that. So with the lights anyway. I don't know about other modifications. More stuff about daytime running lights that doesn't really apply. That's fine. Your car should be able to be turned on by a computer. I don't know who he's replying to, maybe me. Mine weren't by a computer. I actually had them installed. Oh, maybe they're talking about the BMW, I guess. I came back in and posted that you consciously took it out. I basically came in and basically said, yeah, I'm not trying to be like one of those JDM as fuck people. So I'm basically saying that what I just said, I didn't uninstall them. Not that it really matters in this case at all. DRLs are not like the seatbelts, so they're still arguing about safety. I don't really care about that very much. Whether they're beneficial or not, like, doesn't really apply here, I don't think. If they were that safe, maybe the law would be written in such a way where there's no loophole, or maybe it's just a loophole that isn't supposed to be there, but whatever, I'm going to take advantage of it, I guess. That's what I do. If they were not legally required, excuse me, if they were not legally required, then you wouldn't have been required to have them for the out of province. It's actually pretty logical, but it's not true. Like, you'd think that, but actually it's not true. Interesting. So I'll give him a little bit of credit, like, this guy's not stupid, but I mean, unfortunately, the law sometimes is stupid, so even if you think you're being logical, the law is sometimes so dumb that it doesn't matter how logical you're being, like, you're just wrong. You're required to have them to get it and pass the inspection, yada yada yada. Should already ship, sold at a dealership in Alberta, whatever. I'm not going to read the rest, I don't care, I don't remember it. These guys are raging at each other again about safety, don't care too much. Seatbelts aren't about safety, what? Zhao comes in and argues a little bit. When you drive, might be safer getting thrown through. That's actually that's pretty funny. Tell the parents to do a head count. That's fun. You slam on the brakes. Shout out to Vorpals. That's funny. Still arguing about safety. Only a couple more pages left. I just want to see where I come back. Had my court date ticket withdrawn. I brought my outer... Yeah, so what I did was I ended up bringing all the relevant documents with me. So I brought a printout copy of the Traffic Safety Act saying what... about the manufacturer thing, the excerpt there, the quote. I brought my out-of-province inspection saying I did have them at one point, so that I wasn't lying about that. So yeah, it's a legally registered vehicle, so they couldn't take it away or anything like that, just in case. And basically, like, the prosecutor said, like, I was more prepared than, like, 99% of people that he sees. I guess it wasn't not the prosecutor, it's the justice of the peace that we see here. So in Canada, when you get your court date, you're actually going in to see a justice, and when you go in, you basically represent yourself and argue him, or I guess you can bring a attorney or somebody with you, I guess. So I printed off the documents that I thought I might need, showed up, and it was literally just like showed up at the time on my thing, and yeah, he was basically just like, oh, you're actually more prepared than like almost everyone that I meet with, but yeah, like, withdrawn. And basically, like, after that I requested that they give me a printout of the thing saying it got withdrawn, so that if I ever get pulled over in the future, I have it in my glove box and I can show the cops so that they won't harass me anymore and they can't give me tickets for my lights. So that's cool. Oh, and these guys thanked me for posting my reply, because it is cool. So I came back and beat these guys a little bit. This guy was like, nothing beats taking 3.5 hours off work to save 80 bucks. And I'm like, I was in there for 5 minutes. I mean, I don't make $80 every 5 minutes. Like, worth to me. So yeah, that was funny. This guy says he hopes I'll fix them. I'm not gonna, but I can respect that. I mean, this guy is one of the guys who's arguing above about, or at least I think he's on the side of that they're actually provide a lot of, like, safety enhancement. So I mean, I can respect your post. I'm not gonna rip on this guy. I mean, I can still say no, but I'm not gonna rip on him for it. I mean, he's got the right to say that. I mean, no hard feelings. Like, I'm not gonna do it, but I appreciate your post anyway. This guy comes in, he's like, boom, because I said, all I'm saying, all the people saying I was wrong and whatnot should probably, yeah, this is actually what I wanted to point out. I thought it was pretty funny. At the end of the thing, I just threw in all the people, just like, because that guy, what was his name? I don't remember. I think he responds later. But the guy with like 20,000 posts, I wanted to see if I could get a reaction out of him, so I put some bait in there. I was like, all the people saying I was wrong should probably not give out legal advice in the future. Just saying. And then I was like, get wrecked. Get wrecked, mate. Get wrecked. 420, what is it? Get wrecked. So this guy's making fun of me. He's like, that's how you 780 people take notes. That's funny. Yeah, then this guy comes in. Just because you weasel out of the damn ticket. Audi in progress. Just makes you a weasel. Burned out bubs are illegal, so go fuck your hat. Go fuck your hat. I will. I don't think he even knows what my hat looks like. But we are very close, so I might do that later on, actually. Just saying. Burned out bubs are illegal. No, they're not. That's all I have to say to that, I guess. This guy's basically saying it was bullshit that I was in there 5 minutes. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, you can disagree, I guess. I always laugh when people say, how much time did you take off work to fight that? Bro, if you had to pay the ticket anyways, that pretty much negates the time he was at work, so why not take the day off and fight the system? That's what I'm all about. I mean, yeah. Heck yeah. I mean, I learned a lot doing it, so, and I thought it was pretty fun, so I mean, I think it was win-win. Either way, you lose some time at work, but it's better than having to pay the fine and go to work. True, I enjoyed that more than going to work, not gonna lie. It was fun. So that guy's got a valid point. What was his name? We'll get his name. Transporter. Thanks, Transporter. You're a boss. I'd rather take a day off and relax. Yeah, totally. Spending 3 hours at the courthouse in the morning isn't that bad. And you have the rest of the day to rest. Get out of a costly ticket. Sounds a pretty sweet day to me. I might even have pizza to celebrate. Transporter knows what's up. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and basically throw some more shade at the Audi in Progress guy. I just think it's hilarious that he's got so many posts and he's like so butthurt about this. Like I guess if you have that many posts and somebody like comes in and like destroys you, you kind of have to just defend yourself because otherwise you look like an idiot. I mean, you look like an idiot either way, but he's one huge member. I think they're talking about the forum, not about the downstairs mix-up, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I thought that was pretty hilarious, so yeah. Get wrecked, mate! But yeah, I don't know if I showed my car at the beginning now. I don't remember. But yeah, anyway, this is my baby. Dat Turbo, the embarrassing rims. But these are the rims that I have on it now, just in case you were curious. I'm showing this because I don't remember if I did at the beginning, so... anyway. Oyasuminasai!